Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are some of the artists from Jazz Under the Stars 2024. We gear up on August 1st with BYOBrass, and with us today are two members of that group. Dan Benson, welcome.
Hey, hey.
And Paul Lichty, hello.
Hello.
Great to have you here. BYOBrass is a group that's you guys have been gigging pretty steadily. You're all UNI alums. And the group formed while you were in UNI, or was it after?
2017.
Okay.
Very first performance was for my senior recital. We were a 12-piece at one point, and then we whittled our way down to 9-piece, and then we've gradually grown to a 10-piece now. So this is where we're comfort.
And been gigging, fairly consistently ever since.
Yeah.
Pandemic pause,
Yep.
of course.
Oh yeah.
But you all are based all over the state too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely started at UNI, and I would say now most of the members are kind of Des Moines area, but there's still people, one of our trumpet players, Andrew Piper from Marion, but he comes down from the Clear Lake area, Gerardo Gomez from Anamosa, so it's still kind of sprawled out all over the place, but it's kind of more of a Des Moines centric kind of group now for the most part, but we travel all over the place. Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Minneapolis had a great reception up there a couple weeks ago when we played up there too. So it's fun to go around everywhere.
Yeah.
As I said, UNI alums and many, if not all of you, are teachers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Educators. A lot of us just. Yeah, we come from all around, but the commonality is most of us are teachers. We also have mechanics in our group, so it's definitely an eclectic group.
Because Dan, you teach at Waukee.
I do,
right?
Yeah. It's a great band.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent program there. Know a lot of the teachers on the faculty. And Paul, you're in transition.
Yeah, I wrapped up 4 years at Carlisle Middle School, and I'll be going to Winterset Junior High next year.
Oh, congratulations!
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me, the band, its first performance was for your senior recital.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah.
So it came to you. So tell me about the band coming together, and then and I guess even more importantly, continuing after you all graduated.
Absolutely. Well, the original thought creating this band was to create a band that kind of could blend fusions of jazz and elements of pop. And in my head, I was thinking, at the time, there was this really popular band, Lucky Chops, that was blowing up on YouTube. And I was like, what if I could do that too? Because I had a little taste of fame with actually a brass quintet that Paul and I were a part of at the time. Where we had a huge audience, and like once we played a tune, like everybody would go nuts for us. And I just remember thinking I kind of want to feel that again. And so creating the ensemble, we were able to do that, going to different bars and venues and playing high energy music that people really loved. And as the years have gone on, we've developed a crew that's really tight knit. We've gone through changes in personnel. We've had several saxophone players, that's for certain. But I think we've really landed in a crew now that's really solid. COVID time was really hard for us, obviously. We weren't sure if we were going to be coming back after COVID and stuff, but each time we kind of just pulled it back together. Usually it was with the promise of more music to play for sure. But it was definitely an inception of love, and we all have stuck with it.
Dan, remind me who still plays in the band, who's an original member?
So original members currently are myself, Colton Kurtz, who plays bari saxophone, Andrew Piper, who plays the second trumpet part, and then Gerardo Gomez. So 4 out of our 10 players currently are original members, and so we've gone through changes out of the other spots as well. But a lot of change, but a lot of good change, because now we found a group that's just solid, and we're all bought in, and we're recording albums now too. So.
Yeah, because I joined the band in 2021 or 2022, along with Kyler Boss, and Tyler Utter, a recent UNI. So it's I've gone through these changes, but in the last couple of years, it's been pretty consistent personnel wise, and we were able to develop the band's sound and kind of vision and everything like that. So it's been a fun ride.
Yeah.
For us here at KCCK, all brass or nearly all brass band that plays all different kinds of music, not just marches and things like that is not unusual. We have a lot of them, and of course the New Orleans tradition is for brass bands playing all kinds of music. But I'm guessing that especially in those early days, a lot of the gigs you played were probably for audiences that had never seen a band that was pretty much all horns.
Oh, it was very wild. Like as soon as, and it's funny because you walk in with a sousaphone in a bar where like most bands walk in with guitars and basses and stuff. Like the looks were they were priceless. It was so fun to like be like, oh, I'm walking in with a sousaphone, and all these people are like, what am I about to listen to? And as soon as we started playing, people were like, whoa, like this is something so unique and so exciting and so fresh that it's just something that we had to continue with. So yeah, it's such a fun experience to go into the venue with our instruments that are non-traditional and then just blow people's socks off. It's just a lot of fun.
So and I said pretty much all wind instruments. Do you have a drummer?
We
or
do.
some sort of percussion of some sort, right?
So
But other than that, it's all horns.
So we have a set player, and recently we've started to incorporate guitar and bass into our sound.
Okay, so you do have rhythm
Yeah,
instruments.
absolutely, we do. That's been a recent thing. It hasn't been something that we've done for the first like 5 years of the band. We were just traditionally brass band style and more pop arrangements and things like that. But now we're starting to really develop our own sound that incorporates guitar, bass. And you've even had members that have talked about arranging tunes with synthesizer and electronic elements to our sound.
So, Paul, I know that arranging and composition is your passion. So talk about that. Talk about doing that with this band.
For sure. Yeah, when I joined the band, my first year was mostly just playing trombone and just kind of getting acclimated to the band and playing as regularly as they do. And honestly, I credit this band for resurrecting both my trombone chops and my writing chops too, because post-COVID, like I took a year off the horn during COVID, so it's like it was getting back involved with this band that got me back into trombone playing, but also with writing too. Like I run my big band, but like it's not like we gig all the time. But like being able to have this ensemble that performs so regularly had really kind of gave me a jolt of inspiration again to kind of get back in the process of writing. And now in the past year I think I've contributed at least 10 to 15 charts, cut some originals but mostly arrangements, and it's just a heck of a lot of fun to be able to have these amazing musicians be able to play your own music. I mean every composer and arranger's dream. So yeah, I kind of started with we did a Halloween show last Halloween where it's like we had this idea of like putting together this new kind of show, but we needed to write music for it. So I know I kind of spearheaded that in a way. And now like with that, I've been able to do a lot of new music for our upcoming album that we just recorded. But it's not just me though. There's extremely talented writers in this entire, because Dan did most of the original stuff when the band first formed, and he's still cranking out new stuff.
Well, it was for your senior recital.
Yeah,
exactly.
They kind of like it to be your work.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
And he's still contributing great new music. Andrew Piper's contributed a couple of new songs as well. Kyler Boss, a great composer. So it's a really cool team of arrangers that have contributed a lot of music recently, and I'm very fortunate to be one of them.
I suspect that the biggest challenge in planning your gigs is winnowing down the list of, you probably got about 75 songs in the can ready to go, and the ability to play maybe 20 of them at a performance.
Right. We want to play everything we've got, it's, but, and that's the good thing now is that we are more or less at the ability to, pull whatever and play it really, really well, so, and it's enabled us to, like, we have, like, if you want us to do a whole show of just pop covers, we can do it. If you want us to do a whole show of original stuff, we can do it. We have our Halloween show, and who knows what kind of new shows might be cooking up in the future.
And a wild amount of different genres too. Like we play anywhere from metal to country to hip hop to rap to pop music, just everything.
Yeah,
that's what's so wild about
it was the recording session that we did a couple weeks ago. We got everything from like a 1920s jazz tribute that I wrote to a Lady Gaga cover to some Corey Wong funk to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard tribute. Like it's so diverse. But it's something there for everybody, I suppose.
We're very excited for this album because I keep talking about it, but I've mentioned this a few times, but this album's truly going to have something for everyone on it, and we're just pumped for this album. So,
well, with that said, what can we expect at Jazz Into the Stars?
Some original music, possibly some sneak previews at some of the stuff that's been recorded this past summer. We've got obviously some jazz that we're most likely going to be playing, but this guy's going to actually be doing a lot of set list along with our personnel manager, Dan Meyer. He's going to be helping out with that too.
He'd be the guy who would be here if it wasn't on vacation right now.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm just here for the ride. But for the Jazz Under the Stars, there'll be a little bit more of a focus on our original stuff for sure, because we know that the audience will really enjoy that. And some old favorites, because the band before I joined, they did record their first album. That's on Spotify, and there's a lot of old favorites from there that we play almost every single gig that will be on there too.
Yep. Check it out now that you're here.
Yeah, and then so where can we? So you just recorded the new album, so that's not available yet, but you do have songs up on Spotify, and I know I've seen your videos on YouTube that are just a riot too. Yeah. So if people want to find your music, how do they do it?
We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, literally 170 different streaming platforms. We also have physical CDs for sale. If you catch us at our gig, we'll most likely have CDs for sale at Jazz Under the Stars. You can find us just about everywhere. Instagram is a great place to follow us. We just broke 1,000 follows on Instagram.
Yeah, congrats. That's awesome.
So,
and have more than 1,000 followers on Facebook as well.
Yeah, we're about 1.5 right now on Facebook. So anywhere you guys find music, that's where you can find us. So.
BYOBrass.com as well is kind of a one-stop shop for everything. Big shout out to our social media manager, Matt Dutton, who's another you and I guy that plays bass trombone and euphonium on some songs and sousaphone on some. So yeah, super versatile guy. He does all the social media stuff. He does a great job.
Yep.
Opening for BYOBrass will be the Sam Ross Quintet. Sam has Sam subbed for you a
few times.
Yeah, I thought he
killed it.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So Sam, excited to have, and Sam's been at Jazz Under the Stars several times, and pleased to have him leading a group to open this set. But it's gonna be a great time. We've ordered perfect weather.
Oh,
thank goodness.
Perfect. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yep. So we have two bands. Noelridge Park. The playground is right there. If you want to bring the kids and let them run around, we've got food trucks and merchandise, prizes to give away, and a lot of fun. This is the 35th edition of Jazz Under the Stars.
Glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, and really excited to have you guys open for us. I've had this one on my calendar ever since you said yes. When I said, can you play Jazz Under the Stars? It's going to be a great one. So awesome. August 1st, Noelridge Park. The music starts at 6:30 in Cedar Rapids. And again, if you'd like to get an advanced look at the music of BYOBrass, go to any streaming platform or BYOBrass.com. Paul, Dan, thanks so much for being here. Looking forward to a great night.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dennis.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:30, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or using your favorite podcast app. You can watch our videos on our channels for Facebook or YouTube. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. I'm Dennis Green. I'll talk to you later.